Okay, hello everyone. Let's continue on with assignment 7B. This is the bracket drawing that is given as a PDF. On the left side you can see it. I do want to make sure you guys understand that you're going to be drawing it just like this, except you're going to be adding what they call section lines. Section lines is cutting apart, which I'm showing you in my drawing here. Essentially, section lines are right here. I'm not going to draw this drawing. This is all I'm going to show you guys, but you guys need to spend your time doing this and visualizing it. But as you can see, see this, what they call this thicker line sitting in here, it's called a P line. P as in Paul, P line. That's the command you use to draw it. I'll show you how to do it real fast here. You do P line. And what you do is you start here, go up based on the direction you want to go. You got to have one for there. Now, what I want to do, let's go back. I want to go up. Let's create the width. Down at the bottom, you have W for width. What I'm doing is changing the width to make it thicker, right? So why don't we go a little bit thicker, like 0.06. 0.06. And then that's the beginning width, and the ending width should be the same. So it's the same thickness of line. So I'm going here, going over here, going down, going over, and I need the little kicker to put the arrows on. So I'm going to be adding arrows on the ends of these, right? That's what I have on mine right here. You can see the little arrows. Those are separate. You have to draw those. Okay, so number one, also the line type that's used for section cut is a phantom line. So make sure you pick phantom. So right now I've got phantom here for section line. So I'll pick this, and I pick phantom for section line. And there it is. Shows it. So that's how you get that big line that you did. Now, basically, the thickness I have, you can double click it and change the width of it, is I think I have 0.06, it's 0.02 actually, which makes it, oops, don't close, undo that. Undo that, undo. Yeah, that's it. So there you go, the thickness. Now, how do you draw an arrow to add to the end of it? Very easy. Let's do a leader, L-A-D, L-E-A-D. And what I do is I'm just going to pick somewhere, nowhere, it doesn't matter, just have something sticking up. I click out to the end of it. I right click, I don't care, and I say none. I don't want any text. I just want the arrow to be there. Now it's all one piece, so I need to break it up. So how do I do it? I hit X to explode, and I touch this thing and explode it. And now it's all individual pieces. I don't care about this part. I only care about the arrow that's drawn for me. So let's scale it up. And for this particular drawing, you can scale up by doing this and going 1.5 bigger. That's 50% bigger. There it is. Now what I want to do is move it over here to this. So I move. I pick a midpoint right here. Let's come up here and touch the end point, and it lands right on it. And what do I do with this? Change the same layer as the section line layer. Now, since I have it over there, just do a copy from right here, right there from the midpoint, and go right here to the midpoint. And there you go. Got your two arrows. And then you just do a M text or D text, whatever you want to do the A, and drop them in here on both ends. And because you have to title each section line as section, this one happens to be one section, section AA, then the next one would be section B, section BB, section CC, and so forth and so on. In this case, there's only one. Okay, you have to make sure that you see how this thing is cutting. It's cutting through this part. It cuts this open slot. It cuts through the part, through the material. Then it cuts through this hole that has a counterbore, and then cuts all the way through and out. So how do we do this? How do you actually show this? Well, you know what's inside this slot? It's air, right? So when a knife cuts straight down through a part, anything that it cuts physically, the material like this area here and this little piece right here, it actually shows as material that I sliced. And the way to show material is called hatching. And I'm going to erase this hatching to show you how it works. Hatching is going to be H-A-T-C-H, hatch. And this box comes up. What you see right here is a default pattern, which is the 45-degree lines equally spaced. If you click on this, you can change it to whatever you want. You can change it to brick, to air, to all kinds of different things that you want to be. Earth, gravel, you know, all this kind of stuff. In our case, we're not going to use any of that. We're just going straight with the ANSI, which is the first one, and we'll stay with that. And now next, it says to add, it says pick points. So I'm going to pick points. when I float my mouse over, it shows me like where is it going to create those hatches. Do I want the hatch here? No. Do I want it here? No. This is the air gap. That's this air gap that when the knife cuts through, you don't see anything here. It should be all clear all the way through. But I will see this because this happens to be material that I cut, right? So right here, will I see this? Yes, I will see that on the end because that happens to be the little section of material. What else do I see? I see this whole piece right here because that's all material that I cut through. All right, I hit right click, I hit enter, and I hit OK, and there it is. Now, I'll change the layer of it to make sure it matches section lines so it equals the same. There you go. So that's how I put the hatch in. So a hatch represents a section line that once you cut something with a knife, when you cut down like a knife through a part, you're trying to show the internal pieces of this part to show how this shape looks and to show that this slot goes all the way through. Okay, that's basically what a section line does. Okay. Again, notice I have the border, and then in the design questions, it asks you for you to describe why we are putting this note. You can use your note like mine, which is 0.25 drill through this hole. Then it says 0.50 diameter counterbore to a certain depth, and that's what that little shoulder is right here. That's the counterbore going down to a certain depth, which happens to be there. And the one thing going all the way through is a 0.25 diameter drill going through it. And then it's typical for two places. There's one here and there's one here. So I always put two places. So in this little write-up, you should be able to tell me, you know, what this thing means to you, what all these things mean. All right. What else am I missing? Anything else on this? Also, you notice the little slots that are in the vertical piece. I show them here in dotted lines. I did not run through it with my cut. I could have. If I did that, it would show a little clear window right here too. You never have hidden lines shown on a section line. That's a big no-no. It's not allowed. So when you do a cut with a knife, it doesn't matter what's behind. I could have 15 different little things in the back. All that goes away. Only the knife surface shows. All right. If you guys have any questions, you can email me. It's pretty straightforward. You got to draw this right, draw it correctly, and you guys should be fine. All right. Thanks a lot.